Alright, this is my first time playing version 4.0, so let's see what we get for objectives. Well then, I got us a Spoony Bard. And a hook. It's hard to top that. Oh man. Right, you get the objectives after this cutscene. Hey, ground flyer, Pkey Cstandard ground. These are the Swiss round flags, yeah. Right. Unlock, sealed cave. Beat Bogan. Does that look good in the layout? Alright, let's go. This is a nice, kind of a nice variety of what these objectives can be as far as defeating bosses, defeating boss locations, using key items. Hi, Kane. Hey, Durindex. Got a nice bow to start out with, at least. The intrinsic mode. Yeah, this isn't really new anymore. It's been around for probably at least 8-9-ish months at this point. I just have not actually played it myself yet because I've been mostly working on the vanilla FF4 speedrun. But I had some other plans tonight and just didn't have time to get a full vanilla FF4 run going, so thought we'd do something a little more chill tonight and some FE. Not sell for a lot. Hey Aaron, morning sir. I'm doing a different route. Well, this is not the normal FF4. This is Free Enterprise, which is a randomizer. You're not familiar with it. Kind of the gist is that this takes the world of Final Fantasy IV, and then instead of it being the normal linear story-based game, it becomes an open world kind of scavenger hunt type game instead. That grassy area. I mean, as far as landing the airship there, that's vanilla. Yeah, the only major change that FE makes as far as where you can land your crafts is that you can land the lunar whale anywhere on the moon. In the vanilla game, you can only land in specific locations that result in you having to go through caves to get to the lunar palace. Alright, I think we're gonna check out Antlion Cave first. I do actually have some arrows. That's kind of, because I didn't actually know that Edward can't equip the strength ring, but I guess that's kind of appropriate. Hey, Mad Dog Explosive. Fabul Gauntlet is the tournament that's currently going on with in the Free Enterprise community. There's matches for it restreamed pretty much daily on the Limit Break channel right now. But the short version is that I'm trying to complete the 4 objectives that are on my layout above the item tracker. Once those are all completed, I get the crystal, which lets me fight Zeromus, and then once I've defeated Zeromus, I win. I don't believe Edward can equip the spoon in these flags, unfortunately. Yeah, no adamant armors either. Yeah, anybody that's a fan of Final Fantasy IV, I definitely recommend giving this a try. It's just kind of a different way to have fun with the game. Often makes you think outside the box. Staff upgrade for Tella at least. Bard armor is any better than the other. Well, this is actually not that bad because these guys are susceptible to stop. Should have 500 HP each. Underestimating the puniness of Edward, though, as far as actually doing damage. Hey, Donovan Shepard. For somebody that really knows what they're doing, I would generally say about 2 hours or less. Just because there was more detail put into the sprite work for the monsters than for your characters. Legend Sword. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that the oh, actually I can just exit out with Tella. That's kind of an underrated thing about starting a seed with Tella, is that you have the exit spell right off the bat. Yeah, the characters all have custom color palettes hand-drawn by Shalakitty. I'm not normally a fan of color palette changes and ROM hacks like this, but in most cases the palettes are just all automated as far as just swapping all one color in a set for another, whereas these sprites are all hand-drawn. That's Leviathan. Bitters. I'm sorry to hear that, Trino. Hey, Shintok. Oops, I wrote it. Yeah, doing okay. I did less than I was hoping. Alright, what else is said? Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of you having Sid in my party for this, but I agree he's one of the stronger starters just because of having 600 hit points right off the bat. This is a new thing in version 4.0, by the way, too, is actually starting with some healing items. I know the goal there is just to speed up the beginning of seeds as far as letting you just go straight into checking locations without having to comb the overworld for item shops first. Rogue glitch him just for fun. You find the menu boss to often be the hardest boss in this game. Hey, Tyler, evening, Siri. Hey, Griffrey. Some nice finds. Could use a paladin to go with all that crystal stuff I'm picking up, though. Shouldn't be too hard of a fight. The lit arrows are only going to actually do extra damage when Ignazio has his water barrier up, because his elemental weaknesses actually change depending on his AI phase. Normal turtle form is he's weak to ice, and then he has his water shield, he's weak to lightning. Oh, nice, Mad Dog. He's at low health like this, though he does shell up with after every hit, which is annoying. Along with healing, I think 10% of it's either 5 or 10% of his health. Spoon! Sadly can't be equipped. It's 10 gold. I think I'll do a couple of quick shop checks and then go to the Baron Inn. See if I can get me a Dragoon. Yeah, my pleasure, Sturlock. One more hidden item here. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Starting with Tella and Edward is quite the wombo combo. These. The first Final Fantasy to have a true job system was actually Final Fantasy III. This game sort of has jobs, but they don't really mean that much because you can't change them. I mean, FF1 has a job system too. I'd say it's even slightly more meaningful than in this game because you get to choose your party at the start of an FF1 playthrough. Thanks, Sergeant Kills. This is very, very casual, by the way, to dispel any doubts, just because this is both my first time playing version 4.0 with the objective system and my first time playing FE at all in at least 6 months, if not more. Got A-Twin for Sand Ruby character. Yeah, I respect FF2 for trying some things very different, but I don't think it's a very strong game as a whole. Hey, Kaylor. Check if I've got any better equipment to throw in. Yeah, I mean, this is my first time playing it myself, but I've watched a fair number of races of FE with the objective system. Hey, Wells. Alright, let's try it, see who awaits us here. Orandom. This is a very, very low power boss spot, thankfully, although the next one I have to beat is not so much, and that's Odin. Oh, good thing I got some thunder items. That's some lag there. This should actually be fairly straightforward. Oh yeah. Alright, nice. Is there a way to know how strong enemies will be in a given area? If you mean the bosses I'm fighting, even though the bosses are shuffled in Free Enterprise, they actually have the same stats as the boss location that I'm fighting them in, with a couple exceptions. So like those two fights back to back there had the stats of the two Baron guards you normally fight there, and then the fight with Dark Yang, although he's adjusted a little bit given that he's got an obscene amount of health in the normal game. Alright, now I can put some of these OP bits of equipment to use. Okay. I guess the Aegis shield is better magic defense, and the Dragoon shield is better physical defense. The Gungnir. I was mixing that up with the Wind Spear. That's definitely the way to go. Fact. Oops. Give the strength boosting gear to Kmain. Fire or ice better? Ice. Nice. Hey, the Cove, it's been going okay. Hope you've been having yourself a good weekend too. Some good defense to make up for having low hit points right now. Oh yeah, it's select, I think. Yeah, that's something I'm not really used to yet. That being a thing here. Check Toria quick, and then hit up Mount Ordeals. Yeah, getting to play having the time and resources to play some games should definitely not be taken for granted. Oops, no, it's one. quite that many. Load that. Some more starwoods. Hey, Cheshire Cat. Sayonara to the Spear, not to be confused with the Sword from the 7th Saga. Fizz noise. There shouldn't be a fizz noise. Nice, another strength ring. Yeah. Whatever was causing that issue went away after I rebooted my PC, so it ended up not really being a problem with my my cables like I was expecting. It was just something wacky going on in my my PC, and it cleared up as soon as I did a reboot. I think in the end we can probably safely blame Windows Update. Oh, we got green gain, I see. Use these up while I still useful. Yeah, accident. I do wonder if that was why Shala Kitty picked that particular palette for Keen. Yep. Just got a French vanilla bomb basically. Shoutouts to Sid's animation for using items, by the way. It's a little criminally underrated. Yeah, no casualties to speak of. Some discarded cutlery. Ah, we got out of the hook seed. Oh, okay. This would be another version 4 thing where the Fabul Gauntlet now becomes regular encounters from the area that you're in. This is Swiss flags. So this is going to take a while with these characters, unfortunately, as low as their hit points are. As annoying as this has the potential to be, I do like this as far as making it so that the Fabul Gauntlet boss fight is more interesting, because the way it normally is in pretty much every situation, it's just a waste of your time. Fights are all jokes at whatever level you are, and the enemies are susceptible to stop and stone and stuff like that. You know what? What am I doing? There's no point in life glitching because you don't get experience from this fight. Oh, okay. Unless that's all Gauntlet always gives experience. Okay. Oh, you can't. Oh, yeah, that's right. Liliths are undead. Edward hiding from the Fabul Gauntlet, just like I'm used to. Hey, Wiggums, it's going okay so far. I did get the Dream Team start of Edward and Tella. Well, getting some levels off of this at least. Like getting a Magma Key and a full Telespell set. I really wanted to. I could go buy a Soma drop so that Tella can use Meteo too, because I saw those at, I think, Mysidia. Yeah, normally the The Dark Knight Cecil boss location doesn't give experience. But I just learned that if I get the alternate Fabul Gauntlet, that overrides it. Because, yeah, I mean, that does make sense, because I'm literally just fighting a set of regular encounters from the area that I'm in. Well, yeah, you know what, let's go. Let's see if I can afford a Soma drop. They can be, although I don't think they're guaranteed. If anybody's more familiar with the Fabul Gauntlet Swiss flags, feel free to correct me. Gated shops, okay, so in other words, they could be in the underground, or in Cave Eblon, or in the moon. Only Hourglass 2, okay. I've never really noticed much of a difference between the different flavors of Hourglasses other than how much they cost, but I know the spell duration does technically get set by the type of Hourglass. But even like Hourglass 1 usually lasts as long as you need it to. Let's go here. So this is one of my 5 objectives, is to beat the vanilla Leviathan location. In fact, let's do some looting too. Because trap chests are shuffled within the dungeons that they're in the vanilla game, so there's exactly 1 trap chest in the Bay March Cave. So even if I die to the fight that's in it, once I know where it is, I can just skip it. Okay, I guess it's over in the hidden room to the right, or left. The other right. Linktail. Am I done up here? No. I already buy lives? Yes. Let's check out the bosses here, because one of them I'm going to have to fight eventually. It should be the one on the left, is the Leviathan location. And that is, it's either Rubicante or the elements. Well, in fact, you know what? Since I just saved, let's check it out. Alright, well, this is gonna be fun. But not now. I guess an upside to Ruby being there, though, is that Ruby has empty turns that he spends opening and closing his cape. So, that at least somewhat nerfs the high speed of Leviathan. Love being able to outrun that troll dwarf there, thanks to the speed up. They're a good Chrono Trigger randomizer. There's two Chrono Trigger randomizers I know of. I think Eternal Nightmare and Wings of Time. I know El Magus is a big fan of at least Eternal Nightmare. I've never played either of them myself, though. Cash. Too great. Something over here. So actually, so did some somewhat significant shopping. Grab a save quick before going further in. Yeah, that's exactly my understanding too, what Scythe Marshall said. If I was ever going to play one of those myself, it would be Jets of Time. So if I'm going to play a randomizer of an RPG, I'd like it to be like this, where it's both considerably different of an experience than just doing a run of the normal game, and also shorter. Hey, BT Newbits. Let's have us some fun. Ah, jerks. It's coming. Tella gets his full spell list when you complete Mount Ordeals. Unless you have major glitches turned on, he can't actually cast Meteo unless you give him a Soma drop to raise his max MP, though. I did. I got us a Punch Monk. Yang to get the experience from this. There are a small number of spells that Tella just doesn't have, though. Like, he doesn't have Life 2, Quake, Fatal, or Nuke. Those are the 4 spells he doesn't ever get. Oh yeah, Holy, also known as White. Rat Tail. Well, we got both tails now. So I have the hook. Might as well cash him in. I like to cook sometimes. Not my favorite thing in the world, but certainly nice to not only eat fast food. Hey, nice. No actual progression, but got the pass and got a nice weapon upgrade. Hey, counts. I'm always down for good chili. Here's what to do next. I guess I could quick check Cave Eblon. The hovercraft again. It's been a while, long enough I don't actually remember where the item shop. Okay, so we do have both sirens and hourglasses for sale. And 2 earth hammers. Two lightsabers. Hey, Evan Case. Let's not go there, please, Safdog. Yeah, but yeah, Brosench's Fabul Gauntlet, where he was 1 hit away from death, was pretty epic. I probably should have considered staying at the inn or something. Normally yes, but I actually did a glitch on Sid earlier where I equipped him with a bow and arrow and then took it off because there's a glitch in this game that still works even in free enterprise called the back row glitch, where if a character is equipped with a weapon that ignores row, they never lose it. So if you equip a bow and arrow on a character, then for the rest of the game they will do full damage from the back row. Yeah, it's a glitch I didn't know about until playing this, or until this came along, too. There are a lot of glitches in this game, by the way, in the SNES version specifically. Most of the really big ones are actually patched in the most common free enterprise settings that people play with. Because if you're able to like get unlimited MP or duplicate items, that just breaks a lot of the challenge of FE when you don't have to manage your resources in any way. I could go in. I could go back to. I could go to the Tower of Prayers in Mysidia in order to get back characters that I dismissed. At least I think that's enabled in these flags. Okay, I am playing Swiss flags, so, and again, no MP until us, I guess we're walking out, or using a tent and then warping out. Short version, though, is that's a, like a lot of things in this randomizer, it's something you get to choose. What are the differences, by the way, between Swiss and bracket flags? I took a quick look at the site, but not really long enough to follow at a glance. I guess as of now, the only objective I could do at this point is to fight Rubicante in the Leviathan spot. Oh, so the character selection is more limited in bracket? And no rescue? So I should have done this actually before going back up to use my tails. I guess next step after this, assuming this doesn't give me a progression key item, is to maybe, or I guess go to the top of the Tower of Babel. Key. Well, that's actually one of the objectives. Have to do it right. There's no real value in doing it right now, though. So I'll wait until I next have business in the Underworld. Which I think is now, actually, because I think I really have anything left to do up here with the items I have. It's good to have at least some familiarity with the SNES version of FF4, and there's also some good stuff to read on the Free Enterprise website, just as far as little things that are different from the normal game, but not, for the most part, no, I wouldn't say you need a guide. For first time playing this, I would actually not recommend trying to speed run in any way too. I would just explore and have fun. Yeah, if you're talking about the normal game of FF4, then I would also say no. It's a pretty simple and straightforward RPG. There aren't really any like easy ways to get totally stuck. All these moon bosses, not a whole lot left besides Wyvern. Yeah, if you are talking about free Enterprise, though, if you haven't actually played vanilla Final Fantasy IV, I would highly recommend doing that, even though it's not totally required. It'll help you for sure. Hey, Titus. Things are okay. Nope Rope, that's one of my favorite nicknames for this boss. Ow. I haven't gone shopping for a while, but let's not talk about stuff like that. I'd rather this be a rather this just be some Final Fantasy and chill, if that's okay. Hey, Overswarm, thank you very much for the raid, good sir. Thanks for the raid too, Jeebus. That wants Cecil to get in on the Berserk action, I see. Ooh, RPG week. What have you got in mind for that? I've never played Bahamut Lagoon, but I saw PJ play that once. Hey, MS Kane. Probably just Zerk up Yang. Cecil. Hey, Zero Lane. I'm probably toast at this point. I can do it, I just need to be a bit more aggressive with the Bacchuses. Hey, Adam Palooza. Yeah, I remember Abda used to speedrun Bahamut Lagoon. The Dr. Lugay boss location actually has quite a bit of health because it's Dr. Lugay, Belknap, and Dr. Lugay 2's health all pulled together, so it's quite a bit. Like about 16,000 or so, I want to say. Need to jam out to the Dancing Kilbrenna theme at least. Yeah, there's definitely some similarities between the Kelbrana theme and Kafka's theme. Go Yang. Yeah. Or I mean, go Kane. Well, shame that Liesel and Yang missed that out. No progression, though. Feel like all I'm really left with now is the Fame Arch bosses, unless Mist Dragon is in one of the freebie spots. Also, I could never, ever pick what I'd consider the best of Nobuo Uematsu's work. That man is a genius with music, and just the more I play these older games that he did soundtracks for too, just the more appreciation I have for how good he was at just making effective music within the limitations of what he had to work with too. I mean, like a NES or SNES isn't like a CD quality audio or anything. I guess I could check this quick too. Yeah. I don't think I ever actually noticed as a kid how when you get to the to tier 3 of the final fight that the game adds extra reverb to the normal sound effects, which is a really cool touch. Yeah, I have random. You can turn off random encounters in the mode I'm playing with. Yeah, doing so also turns off the trapdoors in this dungeon. There are some cases where you might actually want to fight them just because they're actually worth gobs of experience. Yeah, I went to Distant Worlds about probably 6-7 years ago now, and it was really cool. Well, it's a good ring, but it's also not probably not worth fighting whatever this is. Although if it's bacon, that's another objective. Elements, huh? Dang, Sid. Yeah, that's certainly fair, Overswarm. I would not recommend playing this, honestly, if you haven't played vanilla before. Alright, I think we're just gonna call that a dud and move on. Even though I saved outside, I'm just gonna walk out to keep the Twager that I picked up. Yeah, I think you can do that in like the PlayStation 4 and other HD console ports of Final Fantasy VII as well. The exit spell does not work in this cave because in the normal game, if you could do that, you could actually skip Kmain betraying you at the end. You can do this with the warp spell in order to skip certain floors, though. Alright, I guess before we do Ruby, though, let's grind a little bit. I like the direction that the Worlds Collide randomizer of FF6 is going, but it definitely still needs some work, I think. Before it's anywhere near as polished as this is. Hey Chirotera, it's going okay for this being pretty casual and me not having played Free Enterprise in quite a while. That's the idea though, given that didn't have the time for an actual 64 attempt tonight. Do one more and then move on. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with FF6 ROM hacks. Anybody in chat is, though, feel free to make some recommendations for Overswarm. We have not found D-Mist yet. In fact, that's not a bad idea to just quick check the 3B boss locations in the overworld. Oh, so just difficulty mods, nothing that really changes the fundamental game that much. And I'm just gonna reset. Even though I could probably kill it in 2 hits or so to skip some of the Anna dialogue. Oh yeah, the package is randomized too, by the way. We get soldiers. If I was really trying to go fast, this is not something I'd be doing, by the way, too. This is like 2 minutes or so to go through these cutscenes and fight the boss that gets unlocked in Kaipo. Yeah, is this even randomized? Clearly the answer at this point is no. Hey, Waxwayne. Yeah, something's a little off, though. Got a punch monk. I like mine better, though. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of this game the past 6+ months, but I do eventually want to move on to other stuff. Just really feeling the itch to try to get my 308 at the vanilla speedrun. And I'll dismiss her, but keep her in mind for an agility anchor and Zeromus if I need it. No, there's plenty of people that do ancient caves, so I don't have to. Yeah, there's some pretty horrific places that Bagan could be. The world's most difficult trick, yeah. I think I actually need to stay at the end if I want full healing without having to use like 3 tents. The world's most expensive inn, I might add. Because I've never done so before. Let's chat with these guys. Yeah, all the NPCs have their dialogue changed. Sometimes to hints with the game, sometimes to memes. Wait, did I save? I don't think I did, actually. Nice product placement there. Okay, let's set up for fighting weak to ice. Yeah. I wouldn't say that there's a quote-unquote correct order to play the Lufia games in, at least for story purposes, because they both kind of spoil the other one. Alright, go Yang. Start that over, and this time just Zerk up Yang. I'm putting him in the middle spot to boost his accuracy. The middle character gets a hidden accuracy boost. Which just translates into doing more consistent damage. Yeah. These will apparently upset certain Fiend Lord. At least Yang hasn't gotten taken out yet. These Fire 2s, if it isn't obvious, are all counterattacks. He does that every time you melee attack him. Alright, so let's throw that onto you. I do like you having that extra defense, though, at least for now. It can be. I'm actually playing on a SD2 SNES flash card, but a lot of people play this on emulator too, just because, I mean, it's a ROM hack, so, I mean, there aren't actual carts of it. You need a means of playing patched ROMs, so either an emulator on PC or a flash cart. That's what I'm using. So the gimmick with Golbez is that he's going to kill all but 2 of my characters and then go ham with spells. But I can use the wall spell in order to block them. This is still not going to be a easy fight. Character in the middle has higher accuracy, which means they hit more. Whenever you attack in this game, you're actually attacking several times, and the game just quietly adds that all together. So the higher your accuracy, the more consistent your damage output is. He's full. Ow! That is called getting owned. Alright, I guess maybe we're not gonna fight Golbez right now. He can just flat out murder me before I can even use items. Well, what do I have left that I can actually do, though, is the question. I mean, I already know that Sealed Cave is a bust. Yeah, demist at King and Queen Eblad would be quite the YOLO, I guess, along with going to Tower of Zot. Well, I don't think I'm really gonna be able to beat Golbez like this, though. Get faster. I've never played the After Years. It's a Demon's Gate. Just because I've never actually tried to go through here without having the Earth Crystal, I'm going to see what happens out of morbid curiosity. Okay. It's that more or less lines up with my understanding too. The storyline of the After Years is like something you'd have in fanfiction. It's been a long time since I've actually walked down this tower. I think where to go. This isn't the Japanese version of the tower where there's these archways that make it even more confusing on where you can and can't walk. This is pretty much just a straight up YOLO play at this point to pick the King Queen Eblon boss location. It's pretty much the only thing it could be that would actually help me is Mist Dragon. And assuming that's not the case, I think I'm pretty much just gonna have to do some grinding to be able to beat Golbez. Yes, we did. Healess Tower did happen. I've already done the Dr. Luge boss spot too. Yeah, I knew what I was getting myself into when I saw the power duo of Bella and Edward for my starter characters, plus the hook. I did end up getting the Magna Key before actually using the hook. Package bus has already been checked too. I think they're just called Ogre Mages in the Japanese version. It's kind of like wizards and Final Fantasy 1 that are really mind flayers, but I was always kind of curious as a kid why they were called wizards when they never actually cast spells. You can actually equip the ninja. I think it's just edge. Maybe it is. My time. Save. I already checked that. Unless Bacon is like in Baron Castle or else would be near Vanilla Persuasion. Yeah, I already did that. I did. Trust me, I certainly would have done that before going to just on a YOLO hunt for Mist and Tower of Zot and King Queen Eblon. It was just a pure YOLO play that I certainly wouldn't have done if this were a race or something. I'd just start grinding to beat Golbez. It's a little obnoxious because I'm not getting I don't have 10 key items, so I'm not getting the double XP per kill here. And I'm feeding lots of XP to Tella, who's not really going to make good use of it. Yeah, Bacon could be in the Giant of Babel too. I need the Darkness Crystal never to go to. Oh, and I already know, by the way, that the Rubicante boss location is CPU. There's no point in actually beating Dark Elf to see what the next boss was. I was able to tell from the sprite in the cutscene where I got Cecil that it was CPU. Yeah, same Fearless Decoy after how rude this seed has been. Hey, Schimberger. Alright, I did all of my sirens, so let's go see if that gives us the edge we need in order to beat Golbez. Probably have to buy some more for beat Zeromus, though. It's big rip in sub 2 hours. Doesn't honestly surprise me that much. That is true. Hey, Fathlo, thank you very much for the host. Stream what? Thanks for the luck. I'll definitely need it with how rude this seed has been lately. Kind of walled at this point by Golbez at a Shura location, which is a pretty awful place for it because of how fast it is and how high the magic stat is. Yeah, at least in the normal game, in casual play, I'm not that big a fan of Edge just because of how squishy he is. He can't equip shields and his armor just isn't quite as good as other characters. He's back row glitched. So I guess. Yeah, that is true, although for normal situations, Edge just, assuming he's in the front row, he takes lots and lots of melee damage. That sounds about right, Mad Dog. And Golbez is going to kill 3 random characters and then start murdering the rest with high power spells. Hopefully those extra levels I just gained will give me enough extra agility to be able to get some Star Veils off. Okay, good. I was hoping Tella would not be one of the survivors and that Kane would be. He's going to be doing some pretty solid damage to himself now. Need to make sure to be alert to make sure he doesn't, my walls don't wear off. Alright, got him. It already has, and the full ramifications remain to be seen, but I'd rather not talk about that too much here. I'd rather kind of keep this more upbeat and chill, but I'll just say that it's something that my staff and I are paying very, very, very close attention to. Everything we need to in order to ensure that Unity is safe. It's all good. I mean, it's on people's minds. I would just rather have this be free enterprise and chill for the most part. Oh, the pan sound effect, yeah, LSL. That the bop sound effect for Porum hitting Palom, and the virus sound effect are all my favorites from this game. With the sound of like Cecil's holy sword hitting something being a close runner-up. Now stuff is starting to unlock. Kane's jump is pretty good too. Yeah, that's what I was talking about for Holy Sword, Mad Dog. The chunk chunk sound for something. I forgot this was an objective, but so be it. Now I have 10 key items after already using a bunch of sirens. Yeah, in the common flags for FE, once you have 10 key items, you get double experience and money for every battle. I think we've waited long enough. I think it's time for some nasty music. Sure. This is extremely satisfying to be able to just chase down that black chocobo, by the way, with how annoying it is in the vanilla FF4 speedrun. It's shaping up to be a hundo. I mean, I still need to find Bagan, and I still need to find the Earth Crystal in order to complete my objectives. With how this seed has been going, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest for Bagan to be like at 4 fiends or CPU. Oh, I like that ASCII harp. Keep that in mind. I don't have any official, by the way, you could public service announcement that you can do that. How are stats distributed? It's all proportional based on how many units there are. So, like, if you have, like, Kalbrenna replacing a single boss, because it would take the total health of that one boss location and divide it among 6 targets, weighted based on how it is in the normal fight, because normally the blue dolls have 1000 HP and the oranges have 300, so it would kind of use the same proportions as far as distributing the health from that location. That makes sense. Oh, this is something from Zelda, I think. Okay, one of the Zelda games I actually have never played, strange as that may sound. Only really recognized it because I've heard it in FE a fair number of times. Yeah, I never had an N64 as a kid. I went from SNES to PlayStation. Both because of RPGs, but also because of Mega Man, Castlevania, PlayStation. Get an Excalibur now. Oji Kondo. No, I think we'll do that. Just because we can. Cecil badly needed boost. Last time I played a lot of free Enterprise Seeds. The main mode at the time was Forge the Crystal. You had to find the Adamant and the Legend Sword in order to actually beat the game. Oh yeah, I bet. Karnak, if you went directly from NES Mega Man to 4. And the only Mega Man game I don't think I played for quite a while after it came out was Mega Man 8. Much every other one I played right after it came out. At least the 2D Mega Man. There. That anymore? Oh yeah, but by the way, another public service announcement. You can do this! No idea that chest was there until playing this. Yeah, X5. I'm not a big fan of X5, but I do think it's got a very good soundtrack. The actual gameplay, I think, is one of the weaker in its series. Alrighty then, I guess we're going to Baron Castle next. I mean, X6 gets a lot of grief, but I thought it was better than X5. If for no other reason than that Alia was completely optional. And I also just liked the fact that Mega Man had the Z Saber in that game. It's kind of a fun twist. I've actually been playing a fair bit of Mega Man lately off stream too. Been playing the Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection. Two of the games of which I've actually never played before, at least on original difficulty, 0, 3, 4. This wyvern. So I don't think this is that bad a place for it. Even if it had gotten Mega Nuke off, I don't think it would have just wiped me. Oh yeah, I really like the save assist mode because it preserves the original difficulty, but gives you infinite lives, so that just getting through the games is a lot faster paced. Like the DS collection they made, it had the easy mode, but that was just way too easy. Hey, there's Bacon. Bacon took over this castle. All I really need now is the Earth Crystal. Another Rydia, huh? So all I really need for Go mode at this point is the Earth Crystal. It's always kind of been my understanding, too, that the legend of the Sword and the Stone and then King Arthur's sword being called Excalibur kind of merged together. Glass Mask! The absolute worst item of its kind, in my opinion. Consider the Glass Mask to be worse than the Drain Spear. At least you can throw the Drain Spear with edge. The only real problem I had with X8 personally was I thought it was just way too difficult. Especially with the way that the retry chip system worked. Fortunately, use wall with Tella. Yeah, as I understand it, a lot of the voice acting related memes in X7 are actually due to a glitch, which causes the voice clips to interrupt each other. There's like the burn, 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 burn to the ground. Thank you. Did I actually equip the Excalibur? I don't think I did. So it gets a turn. She dies. Wondering why Cecil was doing such piddly damage. Alright, to the moon. Yeah, it's not really that easy to tell on the Super Nintendo version, but yeah, Ashura has 3 heads, and they that swivel around depending on what mode she's in. It's a lot easier to tell on the 3D remakes, PC and DS. Yeah, it's amazing what 4 years of progress did. Not that I think this game looks or sounds bad, but just as far as just how much better looking Chrono Trigger is. Certainly a thing. But I'd definitely say that like late Super Nintendo games have aged way, way better than early PlayStation or Nintendo 64 games. Well, the PSP version I know is digitally available. Super Mario RPG is certainly a good one too. I personally do like Chrono Trigger better, but a big reason for that is just that I played Chrono Trigger a lot more as a kid. I never owned a card of Mario RPG. I only rented it. Runner trigger. Well, I'm glad I just got these. Too slow for this to actually work, though. Okay, welp, I guess we can call that a success. The idea is you cast count every time you have a character that doesn't have status. At 70k XP at least. Oh, there's some fun ways to break plague. Like if you have wall on a character that doesn't have doom, you can lock plague into casting it endlessly. You can get plague to doom itself, also via wall. You can carry multiple status ailments. It's just this game has a kind of a broken priority system as far as how to apply them, and that results in certain statuses overriding others. I don't know all. Oops, still thinking vanilla here. I don't have all of them memorized, but like in the vanilla FF4 speedrun, we've used the fact that that paralysis can't override mute. Or can't apply on top of mute, so we mute ourselves before fighting Golbez so that his hold gas will whiff. I could go for a vanilla Fusoya right about now, actually. It might be time to say goodbye to Sid, actually, because Sid is kind of useless at this point as far as actual damage dealing. I do have some good weapons for Edge. Vectoring just squishy at this point. Vanilla milkshake sounds pretty good too, right about now. outside. I got some good exercise in for my 80 GP at least. Opening chests in the lunar subterranean is actually pretty dangerous just because of how many of them are trapped. Edge gained a few levels. I get nothing. What's left, I guess, other than the rest of this place? I haven't done the top of the Tower of Zot, or the super cannon in the Tower of Babel, or the Giant of Babel. Yeah, I just did Cave Bahamut and got Protect Ring for my troubles and 70,000 experience. I'm generally a believer in the value at Cave Bahamut because even if statistically what you're looking for is way more likely to be in the subterranean, if it's not, then you're out like 15 to 20 minutes. We'll clear the subterranean. Correct. In these flags, at least, there's flags that allow for trap chests to have key items, although those aren't really too popular. Oh, he doesn't have Blitz yet? Not a fan of the boss music getting downgraded by your Dr. Lugay or the Dark Elf transforming if they're on the moon. They wander in aggro. Sword. Temp cures status, so I want to say yeah, French vanilla sword. Correct. I still need to find the Earth Crystal in order to open the Toria Treasury, which is the last objective. If you're talking about this, generally it is not longer than a vanilla FF4 speedrun. If somebody that's actually playing for speed as opposed to just a more casual run through would probably have had this done in about like an hour 45 at most. You know what, we're doing that over again because I really want Ed to get that. It's a pile of experience. Now this is the Dark Knight Cecil fight you normally fight on Mount Ordeals. In Free Enterprise, at least with these settings, you just have to survive 3 hits and then you win. In harder settings, you actually might actually have to kill him by running out his health, which in a place like this would be really, really horrible. There we go. Just for fun, because that's what we're doing. I'll kill the other 2 bosses, or just try to. Experience anyway. Let's tell his agility at Yeah, I should probably swap him for Iridia, for a better Zeromus anchor. Forgetting how bad tents are for HP recovery. You just have to deal with it if you don't have Kmain. This fight can be pretty bad if you don't, but it's not impossible. And let's see what's in the early spot for lulls. Work and chill. It sounds like a good recipe. Certainly a good way of dealing with Valvalis in a bad spot if you don't have Kmain. It's going to be slow, but you'll win eventually. Just to continue the lulls. Oh yeah, the alternate gauntlet here is the worst possible thing, because you'll be fighting like red dragons and evil masks and horrible things. Go for it. Yeah, thanks for the luck, Lord Thor. The one time I actually saw somebody get alternate gauntlet here, I was very sad that it ended up just being an instant reset that he never ended up paying for. It required. Do I have anybody that can actually equip the ribbon? Edge can. Yeah. I mean, in one of my recent vanilla speedrun attempts, I think one of my fingers slipped off the L and R buttons, and that just for like half a second or something, and that gave the evil mask enough time to slaughter like 3 of my characters with reflected holies. It's pretty disgusting. The Paladin, it's a Holy Knight. It's Cecil's class after you complete Mount Ordeals. How convenient that my last objective is right next to where I'm going to be using the pass. Yeah, before we do that though, let's get Iridia back. City anchor. Need any of this stuff, but it's on principle. Still have a bow, right? It's all of them. Back row glitch, Cecil. I held on to a bow long enough to back road glitch Cecil. Did I do? Maybe I did, actually. Really matter that much. I'm not going to have that much trouble with Zeromus at these levels. Oh, wait, I actually have to get my crystal first, though. I'm pretty sure I back road glitched Cecil. I don't actually remember if the enemy AI does prioritizations. The character in the middle slot, at least in Free Enterprise, has their agility set enemy agility, or mechanic called relative agility, and they also get a accuracy bonus. Yeah, LSL, I've done that at least twice. It's a pretty bad feeling. But if anyone didn't understand why I traded Tella for Rydia, it was to have a very weak character with a low agility stat in the middle, which makes Zeromus as slow as possible. We'll assume that I back row glitched Cecil. Alright, and if anybody hasn't seen Free Enterprise before, the last little bit of fun wackiness is that the sprite for the final boss is random from, like, I'm assuming over 400 different options at this point. Not over 500. All those Z flags being waved are signifying. Find out who our final boss is tonight. Drumroll. Ah, I haven't seen Big Boo miss before. Lowering Zeromus' speed by about 50%. Now, Rydia, I don't think is going to make it through Big Bang. Just a hunch. I was feeling more daring, I'd Zerk up Yang too. I hope there's a Stay Puffmas. That would be... I swapped Tella for Rydia in order to have a better agility anchor. Now he's already almost dead. Hey. 239 on a very casual first seed in some number of months, and first time doing version 4 with the objective system. So GG's everyone. Yeah, that was definitely fun. I'll have to do some more of these, because yeah, I definitely like the objective system as far as putting a unique kind of twist on it more than just the Forge the Crystal mode. I have played Worlds Collide, yeah, it's nowhere near as polished as this is, but I have hope that it eventually will be. Grab. This is where we'd get our spoiler log if there was actually anything left to be spoiled. I guess the only remaining question is where the Sand Ruby was. I guess it would have had to have been either at the top of the Tower of Zot or the Super Cannon room. I guess I forgot to throw my spoon at Zeromus too. I should have. That was something done to shave off some HP. Yeah, that's one of the issues it currently has, I think, is that pretty much every seed at least starts the same way, that you go to places with free chests to look for items. The other main problem I have with it is that there aren't really good ways to level up, which kind of hurts given that so much in Final Fantasy VI gets tied to your level as far as your combat power. Yeah, the credits don't look that different from Star Fox's as far as being Mode 7 for the sake of Mode 7. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Again, this was just kind of a shorter, more casual stream since I wasn't able to get started early enough to really have time for a good vanilla no 64 attempt. So I should be back at that next weekend. It's definitely enough fun that I'll try to squeeze in some more of these version 4 FE seeds here and there too. But yeah, if anybody's new here, by the way, I definitely appreciate the company. Feel free to drop a follow. Let's see if I can find somebody else doing some manner of Final Fantasy IV that we can hook up. Yeah, same MS Kane. Yeah, if anybody's curious, by the way, I submitted FF4 and Final Fantasy Legend 1 for XGDQ. Be stoked if either got in, because I've never run either game for a GDQ before, and as far as I know, though, there's never been a Saga series game in GDQ yet. Certainly be an honor if I got to be the first. But if it doesn't happen, it's no biggie too. I've gotten more than my fair share of GDQ runs over the years. Really seeing anybody I personally know that's running FF4 right now, but I do see another target we can definitely hit up. We'll raid Mr. Darkwing Duck, who's playing Dragon Warrior 3, also known as Dragon Quest 3. He's actually in the final dungeon too, so hopefully we'll get to see a pretty cool showdown with Zoma. Not too distant future. Doma is very, very good music too, if anybody's never seen the end of Dragon Quest III before. Dragon Quest is another really old school RPG series that's near and dear to my heart too, because the first Dragon Quest game, also known as Dragon Warrior, was actually the first JRPG I ever played. I got a free card for subscribing to Nintendo Power in the early 90s. So I played the first 3 Dragon Quests before playing the first Final Fantasy. Oh, thanks, Lieutenant Gabriel. Oh yeah, and then... Oh, I guess we're still... There's a certain questionable individual in the name that's in these credits now. I've actually never played Dragon Quest VIII. I just somehow missed that it got an English release in the PS2 days and never went back to play it. But played 1 through 6 and 11, and 11's really good. Elmagus. What? Poexel? Or Poexel in the credits. I'm assuming it's because of the work I've done with some behind-the-scenes stuff for the Free Enterprise Leagues over the past 2 years or so. Mainly related to helping with restreams on the Limit Break channel and managing VODs and stuff. Weird feeling to have your name in the credits to a video game, though, outside of as like a Kickstarter backer or something, I will say.